Hello, welcome to my channel. So we'll go straight to the point. So this is a video where I talk about my trades for the previous week, and then we review how the trade went for the week, and then you can learn from those setups. And we also look at what to look out for those setups in the coming week. So from this week, I would also be doing a weekly breakdown, but this weekly breakdown will be on Tuesday, so watch out for this as well. So this week compared to the previous weeks, so we are in the current week. So I'm recording this video today, is a Sunday. So last week compared to previous weeks, I didn't really trade as much. So I traded just a few pairs. So let's start with my loss for the week. So I took GJ the previous week, and I was looking for a reversal around here. So when price pulled around here, this is where I was looking for the reversal here. I was looking for a reversal here. I didn't wait for a confirmation. I went through, and then this hit my stop loss. So this chart, what I did wrong with this chart was everything looked very bearish. So if you look at the 4H here, there was no sign of a reversal here, but I still went in for the sell. And even as of now, this price is very, very bullish. So what do I see here on GJ? So we have liquidity sitting on this level here currently. What I'm looking out for is more pushes on GBP JPY. So price dropping into the zone and a push to the upside. So short term, I'll be targeting this level here. So I'll be looking at 190 pips on GJ. But one thing to keep an eye on is to look out for a potential double top. So here, first take profit would be around 86 pips. And depending on how price reacts to this level, we'll go to 190 pips. So keep an eye on this and see how you can capitalize on this. The next trade I took was EA. So EA trade was around here. So the plan for the week was to wait for price to come into this zone and then sell to the downside. But price created another level here due to the data that was released by the Australian Central Bank. So it caused price to push from here. So this was where I went in for the sell and I got out of here. And I didn't trade this retracement. So this was a really decent, cool trade here. So now let's break this down. What am I looking at with this? So this is a little tricky for me at the moment. So here, the reason why it's a little tricky is that I'm hoping price comes to this level so that I still sell. But because price created this level here and it dropped, price is now trading below this level, created this level here, right? So I'm referring to this low, and then we broke this level here. We even tested this level here. So what will happen here is dependent on how price react to this zone here. If we get a close in between here, I'll look for a retest around this level to now buy into this zone here around 1.51200, and then from there I'll be looking to short this. Let's have a really quick view at the daily time frame, right? So on the daily time frame, you see this level that we're talking about, price is coming. The level is a little high, but because of the wick, I will draw this daily level like so. So what is going to happen here depends on, just like we saw on the 4-hour, how price reacts to this zone right here. If we get a close here, I'll be looking to short to that H4 level. But the reason why I can't decide now, and because this is a Monday, is that we want to see how price reacts to this level, because this is a potential level for price to flip to the downside. So we'll get to know how price reacts to the zone at the end of today, and then Tuesday we would now decide on what to do with Euro AUD. So like, I don't know, most of you don't know how I trade. It depends on the kind of setup I'm using, but on the norm, I don't trade on Mondays. I do trade on Mondays, but I'm not as crazy with my trading like I do on other days. So if I'm not getting any really good setup, sometimes I get really good setup. So like I just took a trade on AUD CHF. So I'm currently selling AUD CHF. Since I mentioned it, let me just talk about it. So I'm currently in a trade on AUD CHF and I'm selling. So I sold from this level here and then on the 1 hour. Yeah. So this is why I took this trade. So I'm taking my first profit here. And if price breaks this level, I'll be looking at this level here. So this is the current trade I'm in. So unless I see something that is really clear, like I saw here, I don't normally trade Sunday, Monday. I would wait for Tuesday, and then my best trading days are on Wednesdays. So with Euro AUD, we would want to see how price reacts to this zone. It is going to go up, right? But when it goes up, we want to see whether we'll break this zone or reverse here. So we would make a decision on what will happen with this zone, and then we would know whether we are looking to short from here or we'll wait for the rate test to buy to the upside. So that's why I said I'm not going to make a decision of that now. The next trade I took was NZD-CHF. So this was Friday trade. So this trade was very tricky. So I kind of scalped it. So this was what I was looking at, but I was hoping price do this move on Friday, but it didn't do that. So it just did this little drop here, retest, so retest and drop, retest here and drop. So I closed because it was Friday, but we have this retest here and price is pushing back down. So we are looking to enter this zone here, and then from there I'll be looking for a buying opportunity here. So here on GBP, NZD-CHF, we could sell this, but this is just a little, this is just about 10 pips, so it's not really worth it. But you could look to take a buy from here to the upside on NZD-CHF, right? And where will I take my profit? I think this is also a little tricky. Yeah, it's going to react from the zone, but it looks like it's not going to go that far. So it's not something that is really worth taking. Like, we'll enter into the zone, but it might just push up a little bit, about 20 pips. And because tomorrow is Monday, that's why the market looks a little weird. I think it's actually Monday, depending on where you are, but it's still Sunday at my end here, but just a few hours to Sunday. Yeah, so that was one of the trades I took, and I'll be looking at long term going to the upside depending on how price reacts here. Because of the nature of this move here, we have a corrective push here into liquidity, but because of this level here, we might get something of this sort. Drop, test, and then push down to continue to the range. So I wouldn't want to make any commitment to any trade. I would want to see how more candles form going into tomorrow, and then I'll make a decision on that. And one other trade I took was also on GN. So this was around the same time I took the EA Euro AUD trade. So this was the setup here, retest and then drop. So this was a break and retest trade, right? We have this level here, push up, break, and then retest, and then we drop. And finally, the last trade I took was NZD USD. I think I shared this on my Instagram. So if you remember, this is a very popular, like if you see my story, you see like I had this kind of setup like this, right? And this is where I went in. All right. So I was in throughout before the market closed and I left. So this is going to continue selling to this level here. And at this level, we'll look to buy, but we will buy just a little bit. And then depending on how price, so now this is our high here, right? And this is our low. Price would now come here and form a low when it pushes down here, which is going to push. So I'm not going to sell this, but if this makes sense to you, no, that's like 16 pips. It's not worth it. So when price pushes down to the zone here, we have something like this. So now when price rejects this zone here, if we get a new high here, that will be what? A lower high, and then we'll look towards find a selling opportunity to the next liquidity level below. So that is what I'll be looking at. And again, because today is Sunday, I don't want to make any, I want to see more data coming in for the weekend. Based on that, we can make very definitive analysis to know exactly where the market is going to. Yeah, so this week was not that crazy of a week. I didn't even trade Nasdaq. So yeah, so it was pretty much boring. Yeah. All right, so it was not really a great trading week for me. Like you can see, like I didn't really get like EA and GN were like the good trades I had, and NU as well, but GJ and then GJ was a loss. AUD CHF and NZD CHF was just a little drop. So it's not like the kind of like trades like trading week I get, right? So hopefully this week we'll smash it. So yeah, so hopefully I would make a video on Tuesday and then we'll look at what to look out for the week. All right, so if you are new to the channel, like, share, and subscribe, and then hopefully see you on Tuesday.